Hi, Sandeep, and hi, Richa.
Hi.
And hello, everyone from who are attending today. Very warm welcome. So it's very exciting day, excitement level, because we are so much excited to see this product in action, and it has been making so much noises in all the communities. Everyone's talking about it, and it's called Upscale. So today we have the co-founder, Sandeep, and we have Richa, who is also coordinating with us, and she's doing a pretty good job helping us move the deal. So gratitude to both of you. So Sandeep, welcome, and we can now begin. Chari is here as well. So welcome, Chari. So before we begin, Sandeep, we are doing this webinar today to kind of educate people on why they should use multi-channel outreach and how Upscale can bridge the gap between their knowledge and their action, that is actually doing multi-channel outreach and not just knowing about it. So just few words from you as to how and why multi-channel outreach is important. So then we can begin and explaining about Upscale.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Karan. Hey, Charlie. Nice to meet you again. First of all, thank you so much for organizing this. We are very excited. We are excited more by looking at the kind of community support and the kind of strong community that you've built. Pretty amazing results in the first 7 days in terms of how people are curious to try such a platform when it comes to multi-channel outreach. To begin with, we have built this product basically keeping in mind that it is very important that we reach out to our prospects using the right messaging and going via the right channel and striking at the right time. It is very critical, and it is even more critical in times like these when Google is not liking companies doing email warm-ups and things like that, because such things are basically gaming the system. When you are warming up your domain email, you are like gaming up, using up Google APIs to basically make believe that this domain has a good reputation, and with time and all of that, in cases like these, multi-channel outreach even becomes more important, right? So I'll re-emphasize on what we began with: using the right message, going via the right channel, and at the right time. And this can only be achieved when you are using a multi-channel outreach. Now, why? Not all our prospects, and now, prospects is a very wide term. If we go and talk deep in a company, they would use basically an ICP and a persona. And no company has only one persona. They would target different personas for different use cases and for different objectives. Somewhere it is just nurturing. Otherwise it is going and doing a direct pitch. Sometimes it is just an influencer. So we have different personas. Even in our case, we have three personas, and we have to devote different energies to all those three personas and have different messaging to all of those three personas.
Yep.
Right. So it's very important that we create different messaging for those different personas and then measure as actually what is working for us. On what channels are prospects with those personas responding us better, and what time are they responding, which days are they responding better? Are they more responsive over a phone call? If yes, what is that pitch? On what days are it, and what is the time block in the day when they respond? Oftentimes we work a lot on our own assumptions that, hey, Sundays are not a great time. But I've often heard reps having a great conversation on even Sundays, because it is not about selling, it is about building
Yes.
that relationship. Right?
Agree with you.
Right. And I have also observed that on Tuesdays, my schedule is the busiest. Right?
You're right, even mine.
I don't know. Maybe prospects like to do not talk more on Monday, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't reach out on Monday. But my calendar is entirely blocked mostly on Tuesdays, for example. Right. So now coming back to, and do Karan, Charlie, let me know when we should switch to a demo. That will be the best. After setting up this context of the importance of a multi-channel outreach.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, maybe let me for the folks that are going to be watching this and are currently present, can you just talk a little bit about your team and kind of the genesis behind Upscale?
Yep, sure, Charlie. So guys, we started this company around 2 years back, and this learning came from us, the founders' previous experiences when we were selling a web security product. What we observed is we were a small team, and web security is a very, I wouldn't use the word regulated, but it's a very, you can try Upscale and see if it is working for you, but you would give two thoughts before you try a web security product based out of India and things like that. So what we observed is we were able to get the biggest brands across on a video, chat, trying to give them a demo, show them what we have built. But we were not able to close because of certain areas, because of being a small team, etc. But what we learned out of that entire experience is, if we are able to do this on different channels, be it emails or LinkedIn, which are operating not in so much of a cohesive way, and we are not getting a lot of intelligence out of it. What if we build a system and give more intelligence out of all those activities back to reps so that they can be more productive going forward? It will be of immense help. So after getting an exit from that company, we built Upscale.
Did you guys sell that company when you
Yes.
say get an exit? Okay, all right,
Yes,
great.
we got an exit. Barracuda Networks acquired our company back then.
Oh, wow, very cool. All right, excellent.
Wow.
So when we built Upscale, the primary objective of building Upscale was essentially to increase and improve the efficiency and productivity of sales reps, of sales teams. All our efforts, be it the cadence or the multi-channel outreach capability, or all the small and handy features that we are building, including our Chrome extension, everything is directed towards improving the productivity so that they do more. It's not about more all the times, but they do the sufficient number of activities which gets the maximum number of results, be it around doing some research about a prospect, how can we gather intelligence and give it to you, be it getting insights from all those actions, right? We are trying to move away from spray and pray, doing some concrete specific activities, but getting a lot of intelligence from what is working in those activities for you.
Gotcha. And so a better way, I guess, to say exactly that is, I agree with you. There's a lot of spray and pray out there right now, especially in the cold email marketing space. Where Upscale shines is that it's focused on actually lead nurturing and account-based management.
Right. When we have to target specific accounts, we can do a very good job putting those into different personas. The same company can have different personas, running campaigns for those personas, having different steps, and with the time analyzing what channel is working, on what time are we getting responses, etc. Basically, the long-term objective for all of us is that how do we create a prospecting playbook?
Okay.
Everything should boil down to a playbook. If it is not, then we are still doing spray and pray, which might give us results in the near term, but is not a repeatable process in the long run.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I would say let's go ahead and dive into the product. I think that's what a lot of people want to see. So let's go ahead. You guys have the ability to share your screen.
Okay, here we go.
And maybe you can talk us through what's the first thing that someone needs to do when they sign up to your product? I assume it's connect their email accounts, but then where do they go from there?
Right. So each company would have, a different setup based upon the stage and maturity of that company. Some companies would just click under actions and import their prospects via a CSV. Others would, create a Google sheet and import all of their data.
Got it. So if I'm if I'm a company that is selling, like, so, I run a marketing agency, so we sell advertising services. We already have a target list of a few thousand companies that we want to reach out to. We go ahead, we import that into Upscale and say, hey, these are our targets, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We've
Okay.
making it very simple and nimble to begin with, either through a downloadable CSV, or if your data is online, you can create a Google Sheet, import all of that data and click on import. The data will fetch.
Gotcha.
Or if a company is a little bit on the, on the higher side, having a lot of reps, then most of them move to a CRM. We kind of support all major CRMs. They can just activate this. My HubSpot is synced. We can just activate it. Once it is done, all your prospects, accounts, opportunities, and the activities which you are going to do in those prospects with those prospects will have a bidirectional sync. So essentially, Upscale will become an intelligent source of doing your activities and activity intelligence, while your CRM will remain a great source of your system of truth.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, excellent. Yep.
So,
and for those that don't understand the concept of two-way sync, that's the idea of allowing you to use Upscale to monitor, to basically execute all the engagement aspects, while the CRM can still serve its own purpose if you want to manage it separately.
right. Now, having said that, we are CRM independent. You can use us like this. All your prospects would be here. Like, your accounts and opportunities would also be here. But we also support CRM integrations. After that, you will have your all your prospects like this. I'll move on to the most important part, which is sequencing, for which, most B2B companies, sales teams use our product. Sequencing this is the heart of our product. Everything revolves around sequencing. And this is what builds and brings disciplines to sales teams. And this is what I'm talking about, which in a quarter, in 6 months, would basically create your prospecting and nurturing playbook. We can create a sequence like this. There are some blueprints also that we provide based upon best practices. This is nothing but what are you going to do on your day-to-day basis. Okay, we can create one like this. Let's say this is for RocketHub's SaaS product, and we are going to do a US outreach. And if this was a webinar invite or something like that, we would send it an exact date and time. Otherwise, if we were to use it and all our reps were to use something, we would create a day interval so that it is reusable. Okay. Then what we do is we let all our sales reps, all our sales teams use this so that after a quarter or 6 months, we have great insights. We have some good learnings as to what worked and what did not. We also allow you to follow a schedule. Schedule is nothing but kind of a time zone in which this sequence is going to run. And in that time zone, there are time blocks. Let's say we want to run this in US EST time. Now we will create one. After creating one, we can go ahead and add our different steps. For example, as a best practice. Now, you are free to choose what kind of sequence do you want to follow. Most companies would follow something like an Agoji sequence. Others would keep it more generic. So those are great things to follow. We personally recommend that. In fact, we have covered a lot in our blog post. Happy to share that with you on an email offline. But please understand that whenever we are prospecting, the first step is usually a well-researched email, which an automation can follow, by the way. So I'm just giving it as an example. So we will create our first step as a manual email, and we will add this step. Now there is an editor that opens. We can either import from a list of templates that we might have already created, or we can draft our new, email. We can personalize it according to So this would look like Charlie, try Upscale Sales Engagement LTD on RocketHub. Then we can do more. Hi, first name. I hope you are doing well, etc., etc. We can draft that messaging, and that will come like along with our signature. We have set up the signature under our settings. We can add this step. Now this can, and we also recommend that you do great use of A/B testing, so that with time, when you get your playbook, you also understand what is that subject line that works well, which we are going to learn more under insights after a while. This can be followed by more steps like a phone call. If we do not get a response after 2 days, the purpose is to do an introduction call, make that call. If we still do not get a response after a day, send another email, which is an auto email, which is a reply to the previous thread, not a new email. You add that. Likewise, you can create, and we recommend that you create around 12 to 14 steps. That is a proper follow. It takes a lot of efforts for sales reps to get great meetings. And this is what it is. We shouldn't give up on just 4 to 5 chases. Okay. Like that, please use social to your advantage. Use LinkedIn. We support a lot of semi-automation around LinkedIn. So you can say, send a connection request after X number of days, and you can even draft that automation through messaging as to what is the message that should go when you send that connection request. What is that message after the connection request has been accepted? What is the message that you would want to send to the prospect? You can draft that beforehand and execute it when the day comes. Now, I would like to jump and show you some great insights which such a system can deliver to you, which can help you create your playbook. All your tasks would appear here under task, by the way, which will be filtered via emails, phone calls, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, etc. Okay. You can just click on this and make that phone call. Everything happens from the system itself. You can click on that and, send an email, etc. Let me roll down to reporting. Now, let me show you one of the campaigns that would give you a level of certain insights that I'm talking about. Now, there are some insights that we are going to show here. And these will be step-by-step insights, which are very important for us to learn and understand as to what step is getting us results. For example, we contacted a total of 254, out of which the delivered was 253, one email ID bounced. We got a very great reply rate, close to 6%. And such open rates people rarely get. We were very happy. We were sure that our subject line is great. The click rate is also awesome, but this is where we were happy about. We maintained our, and this is just an email, there are calls also below in separate sequences. But now this was followed by an open rate, which we maintained. This dropped, but it is understood that not everybody would respond, but we could maintain it at 3.74%, 3 to 4% being the industry average. But this was shocking for us, right? Which means the subject line is the same, which is getting us even a click, but the content of the body of the email is not that great. We should improvise on that, etc. We cloned this, made some changes, introduced email steps in LinkedIn, and we got more insights. I'm happy to answer any questions before we move forward.
Just out of curiosity, was that a real campaign, that results
Yes.
you were showing us?
Yes.
Oh, you're doing excellent. Those are insanely good results right there. So I love seeing those type of visuals. So that's excellent. So with this going out, for those people that get confused between the traditional cold email marketing tools versus this, you're still getting the same functionality. Is that not true?
Yes, Charlie. In fact, We don't call it email marketing, because the concept with email marketing is what a HubSpot email marketing module or what a MailChimp or great products like these would give you is they would use their own servers to send thousands and thousands of emails, lakhs of emails, right? And they would be, amazingly sitting inside the promotions folder. This kind of a system uses your own domain authority in inbox and email. We are basically a communication API, right? The emails are still going from your end. So while we give you a lot of tips and give you insights on how to improve domain authority, maintain a list of actions that you should be doing, and all of that, those checks are still in place. But the email deliverability part shoots up because it's the land in inbox, and we are using your own, servers to send out emails. It is not a blast. And then there are intelligent algorithms which are activated. For example, we don't do a blast for external servers to understand that this is coming from, even if it is automation, even if it is an auto email, it is randomly given a duration which servers won't be able to catch that this is automation. All emails are randomized. I hope it answers the question.
Yeah, no, it does. It absolutely does. Another buzzword that people keep throwing around is AI. Is there any AI aspect to either the email writing or the randomness of how the nurturing happens?
Right. So we use I wouldn't use the big term AI. I would certainly use, I would, skip the artificial of it and put more focus on intelligence. What we do is, with all of this data, we start recommending you through our insights as to, for example, if you are doing A/B testing to hundreds of prospects, we will automatically move what is preferable up after getting those insights. We also use a lot of AI in classifying emails. For example, we are just making a release in a matter of 2 weeks, which will automatically detect out of office emails. Not only will it detect out of office emails, it will also fetch the information. For example, I'm Charlie, I am not available from this time to this time. We'll be able to fetch that. In my absence, contact Karan. Karan will also be inserted into the system with his email ID. And we will give you that option to you. Would you like to activate Karan in the absence of Charlie? Once Charlie is back after 2 weeks, now the emails will start going instead of, doing a blind spray and pray on Charlie.
Got it. Okay, very cool.
So there are use cases like this where we put a lot of intelligence.
Got it. And so with regard to the channels that are available, obviously email is one of them. What are the other channels that folks can leverage when they try to set up all these sequences?
Yeah, so we support emails, both manual and auto. Users can make phone calls globally. US numbers are the best to use for that. We support everywhere where Twilio supports. There is LinkedIn and there is WhatsApp. That is what the channels that we currently support.
Got it. And the idea behind the manual versus auto emails is that all we mean by manual is that I want to personally trigger an email because some action occurred, some event occurred. Is that right?
Yeah, Charlie. So this is a trick used by most sales reps that use our product. What they do is they would do some research when they send the first email. And that personalization, which is done in the first part of the research, is used across all the other steps in the campaign, in the sequence. When they make that call, they will have all the information about the prospect. And they can see what was the personalized premise which was used in the first email. And that can also be mentioned on the call. That is the idea in automation and doing manual tasks.
Okay. Yeah, we saw a lot of questions also come up related to phone calls, and can you tell us, how that functionality works within Upscale? Just the general background, and then I'd like to ask like a few more follow-up questions related to just the phone calls, the dialer, the voicemails, recordings, that general functionality, because that's a hot topic for people.
Sure. Yeah, we got a lot of questions around that.
Yeah.
So, in order to use the phone capability, there are certain countries which do not need any kind of verification. You can just go ahead, purchase a number. US, UK, and the ones Canada, and the ones which are listed here are all of those. You can just, if you need a US number, if you are making US calling, you can just choose, I want to give this number to Sandeep, and number is not great from this list, so I'll go deep by saying I want a New York City number. Just go ahead and search by location as well, and choose one of the New York City number, purchase it, and start making calls from this number.
While you're on this screen, I mean, that's a pretty cheap amount. Is that right? Am I reading that right? It's $1.15.
That is the monthly rental. Calling charges are,
are extra, but even then, that's super cheap.
Right, it is.
And is that, I guess, cheap because we're leveraging Twilio here on the back end?
Yes, it's the same charge which Twilio would also charge.
Okay, so you guys aren't really even upcharging people. You're just giving them access. You're giving them the full UI of Twilio, as well as all the upscale functionality of, recordings and voicemails and things like that.
Right, we are. All of these.
That's awesome.
You can control that from here.
Excellent. That's huge. That's because we've seen a lot of other products that are charging thousands for the same UI.
Right. And, after X number of days, you can listen to all of those recordings as well. There'll be notes here. And all of this data, by the way, the ones who are using a CRM will go back and sync with their CRM as well.
Oh, excellent.
Okay. There are some more settings around the voice function, which is custom caller ID. What this does is, if you were to call in a geography and you don't want them to show the number that is VoIP, you can add your own phone number here, and the prospect will be able to see your mobile number instead of the VoIP number. There is a call routing. What this means is, if you are online on the application and you get a call back, this application will ring. You'll be able to receive the call. But if you're not online, you're not in the internet connectivity, then you can give your, mobile number here, and the call will get routed and you'll be able to talk.
Got it. Excellent. And these call recordings, they also sync back to the CRM, so you can listen to them, as you said, right?
There's a link that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about the voicemail? So does that mean if we make an outbound call, we get their voicemail, we have a pre-recorded message that we're putting on there?
Yeah. So there are two voicemail, inbound and outbound. Mostly companies, most sales teams would use an outbound voicemail. You can record it, and if it goes to voicemail, you can just drop it.
Wow. Okay. Excellent.
Or you can record a voicemail. That is always a option.
Got it. I mean, granted, this is super straightforward and cheap and powerful at the same time for the end users. One question I saw was someone asking, can they bring their own number, port their own number into Upscale?
Unfortunately, that is not possible as of now, because it's deeply integrated with Twilio. So only the numbers which are, because the calls would go via Twilio.
Got it. Okay. Not a problem. Yep, not a problem. They're already cheap enough, so they could always get a new number.
Right.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, and I'll let you continue with the other functionality.
Yeah. So there is a call functionality, and then there is reporting. Now, reporting goes very deep. You can, look at all your sequences, see where you are getting better responses, make clones, do some changes on them, and all of that. I use it practically for everything, including investor updates. I'm able to see which investor is, of ours is putting more interest, etc. Go and talk to them, ask for more help. Then there is a team activity level insights. this would show us what are the volume of tasks which our team has been doing and what is the impact on the last column that you see, which is meetings booked. This gives a base on how we can replicate the art which is done by one and make it a science for others. Right? We get a lot of email insights. The first level of email insights, we are always trying to do some kind of personalization. So what does that personalization teach us about who is getting what kind of open rates? And there's a template overview as well, which templates are working better for us. There are call insights, where if our calls are getting answered or not, and if they are getting answered, what is it? Are we getting demo call? Are we getting demos? Are we getting discovery calls? Or what is basically happening? How much time are we spending on such calls per prospects, per attempts? Finally, there are all tasks that, and we can filter all of these according to reps, okay, and sequences as well. We are soon also bringing the time to all of these, that what is the right time to send that email or to make that call, to make it more granular and powerful. So this is a very quick short demo. Apart from this, the system, you can configure it as you want. We have something called as triggers. Triggers is nothing but automation. There's a lot of, repetitive mundane task which, which we can get rid of so that we can really focus on the productive aspects. One such as, if we are running a sequence and our emails are getting opened X number of times, should we wait for 2 to 3 days to make that call, or should we make that call right now when the prospect is warm, when they have just opened my emails 10 minutes back? We can create a simple trigger for that.
Got it.
So this is the trigger, and the trigger is when an email is open, and we can put a condition as to when an email is open count is greater than 5 times, which means if the prospect has opened my email more than 5 times, I don't want to wait for X number of days when the call task will come and I'll make that call. By that time, they don't know me. So we will right now add them to, create a call task, which is this. Give it a high priority, and the call should go in the next 10 minutes, for example. The purpose is to schedule a discovery call, and we will, so that the rep understands why this call is originated, we would write high intent based on email open count. And essentially what we have done here is, based upon the email open count, we have created this trigger. We will just do and save and activate. Every time an email gets opened more than 5 times, a call task will automatically get created for the rep. And in the next 10 minutes, the call has to go. This is just one use case around automation. Different companies would have different use cases, hence different objectives of automation. The other one, which we usually get a lot, is I don't want to manually assign prospects to a sequence again and again. Prospects are assigned from here. You can assign a prospects, although you can assign via a tag. Tag is nothing but a unique identifier for hundreds of prospects, but still it's a manual task. You can automate it like this. Auto assignment to a sequence. When a prospect is added, for the first time when a prospect is added, and for example, if they have this tag, which is product update or anything, then automatically target that prospect and assign them to this sequence, which is for RocketHub SaaS outreach. Save and activate. Every time new data comes in, and if the tag is something which is your choice, they will automatically get assigned to a sequence, and your sales team will have tasks. They will not have headaches of assigning prospects to sequences every day.
Gotcha. No, that's excellent. Well, I
So
love that.
the use case is yours. The solution is here.
Got it. Okay, excellent. I had a few other questions related to, since we're talking about automations and triggers. One of the questions was related to whether an API will be available or is coming down the road so that folks can do a whole bunch of other things outside of Upscale.
Yeah, API will certainly come and it'll lie here. A web API will come here.
Perfect. Yeah, because you already have Zapier. So the next step is really to just have your own API to do other things, webhooks and whatnot. And then another question some folks had was related to a mobile app. And the idea there is they want to see a native mobile app so they can respond while they're on the go.
Yeah, so what we have learned serving customers until now is that our ICPN users are mostly on the web. These are sales reps, inside sales reps, SDRs. So they are not on the move usually. So we haven't encountered that use case a lot to invest in a mobile app as of now. But we'll see how our learning evolves from working with more customers.
Yeah, no, that's a fair response, and I assumed the same, that just like my own sales team, they're never on the move. They're going to be in front of a computer, making sending their emails and making their calls. So I'm definitely of the same mindset. But I assume the question probably came from people who have sales folks that are more in the kind of either door to door or go business to business, which makes sense. I mean, I can understand that, but I think traditionally these type of apps don't have the mobile app.
They don't, yeah.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so I think I got all my questions answered. Where do you want people to go if they have a very specific use case, but don't know if Upscale can satisfy that? Do you want them to, email support at Upscale, use your web widget, your chat widget? How can they get those type of precise questions answered?
Yeah, so just click here, click on Help and FAQ.
Okay.
A new screen a tab will open, which will have everything with respect to why this platform is used, how this platform is used. If you do not get an answer, just ping us here.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
Just ask anything and we would respond.
Perfect. Excellent. And then I know we mapped to your first two plans and then came up with a third plan of our own. Can the community rely on the fact that, hey, if you guys add something to those first two plans in the future that does not cost you, it has no usage cost to you, they will also get access to it?
Of course, that is.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, very cool. So I think I got all my questions answered. Karan or anybody on the call that's listening in, feel free to either post the question in the chat or ask it while you're here.
Sure, I'm kind of checking the chat, and everyone, you can put up questions in the chat or the Q&A box, and definitely we would. Okay, we have. Is the early bird coupon still available? Of course, yes. No question there. So you can just go to, I just type it to you. What is it? Okay, the next question is, how do you manage your pipeline? Reports related to leads and prospects based on different stages. So how do I get my sales value related to report? Like how much I close and what's the deal? Yeah.
So see, the prospecting pipeline is managed through these stages. How many you are approaching, how many have responded, okay?
Yeah.
The closure opportunities which you would have are managed through here. How many are in value prop? How many you are negotiating? How many have you shared a price quotation? How many have you closed one, etc.? And how many have you lost? All right. These are managed like this. So the prospecting stages are these. Opportunity has different stages which you can manage. And system is very much configurable. You can edit these stages as per the business terminology that you use in your organization, be it at the prospect level or at the opportunity level. You are very free to edit these and move prospects accordingly. Yeah, that is how it works.
Got it. I hope it answered your question. And if you have a follow-up question, you can just post in the comments or chat and we'll take it up. Okay. Okay, this is it for now. We'll wait for another 5 minutes and see.
Yep.
And do you want to show them, I mean, if there's any hidden thing which is cool, but we haven't like covered right now, so they would be surprised to see that.
Yes, I'll share that as well.
Okay.
So we have something called as our Chrome extension.
Oh yeah. It's good. I tried it.
Have you tried it?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So I'll share my screen. So your LinkedIn actions are usually done via a Chrome extension, which is, do I share multiple screens? Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So LinkedIn steps are usually done via our Chrome extension. Now, our Chrome extension works like this. Let's say we are prospecting. Okay. And this is one prospect that I would want to reach out to. We can just click on add to upscale. The moment we do it, the Chrome extension will fetch every information which is there on his profile, fill it here except for the email ID. And we can then go ahead and add this to upscale and enroll it to a sequence. The other objective of this extension is basically the tasks. For example, I want to send a message to this prospect, which is Sajan. Now on the left, the profile will automatically load. Sorry, it is taking me to, let me show you some. So for example, it is Alberto, where I have to send a message. When I click here, on the left, the profile will automatically load. It will load Alberto's profile. I can go through this profile and see, are there any interesting things where I would like to add more value over here, personalize this context and send this message. This message will automatically go. And as and when I send this message, it will move to the next task, which is this, Ashutosh. Now, Ashutosh, this person's profile will open. Again, there's a task for me, which is sending a message, etc. So what we are doing is, we don't need to spend any time on LinkedIn doing 10 clicks. It is all predefined here. And LinkedIn is just automatically loading the prospect's profile for us to take relevant insights from that, put that if needed, or just send it.
Got it.
Right. So this is what we are also going to do going forward is we're going to put calls and emails also over here so that you'll be able to make calls from the extension itself. You don't need to work on the entire application.
So which means, I mean, having a quick, outreach can happen through an extension. They don't need to log in.
You don't need to. You'll just be working on the extension, and on the left, you will have the prospect's profile. So more access to more information and better information while you take your actions.
Amazing. Okay, so there's a follow-up question to the opportunity one which we had. So they're saying, let's say for them, each opportunity has a different deal value, right? So how can they get how much of the pipeline is lying in the warm prospect stage, and how much is lying in the hot, or let's say, someone who is about to close. So how much worth sales has been closed by whom, so basically pipeline attribution.
So there are dollar values on the top.
Deal stage value, it seems.
There are dollar values. There are dollar values here. You can define which currency do you want to. There are dollar values on each stage. You would know on what stage how much dollar value stage is lying. So you know where your funnel is basically. If there is more under qualification, which means it is not moving forward.
Got it.
It is negotiation.
Where would I enter the dollar value for a specific deal or a prospect?
Yeah. So under organization, you can set a dollar value, your preferred currency you're going to set. Okay. There, dollar value over here.
Yeah, dollar value for the actual deal or
You add an
prospect.
opportunity over here. You would add.
Got it. Yep, there you go. So for each opportunity, you can enter your dollar value, and then the stages automatically take care of, totaling them up. That's impressive. That's cool. Very
Also
cool.
Confidence interval as well over here. And then there are some custom fields also that you can create. And later you can filter, for example, we have region, we have different regions, we have different industries, and all of these can be used as filters later on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So which region are we looking at and things like that? We can filter all of that and look at the dollar values accordingly. That how much dollar value is APAC producing versus US, etc.
All right, so I think we got it all. Nice, short and sweet. I love it.
Thank you so much, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you guys for taking time to hang out with us. Appreciate that a lot. And thanks
Charlie,
to
there's something about the giveaway as well, if you would like to know.
Yeah, go for it. I'll let you quarterback that.
Sure. So there's a giveaway happening, inside the inside our community. So there you can go ahead and type Upscale, or you can let us know what you learned from the webinar or what you found something cool about Upscale. Just go ahead and comment in our original post, and we would see. We would be qualifying, and one guy would be winning Upscale today. So as a gift, and try it out. So, yep. All love coming in. Thank you so much, guys. It was great. So, yep.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Richa. Good night and take care.
Bye.